Road to Nashville is a 1967 country jukebox musical with a cavalcade of singers and musical acts from the home of the Nashville Sound. What brought Hollywood down this road, and who made the trip back to L.A.? Directed by Zens, Road to Nashville stars Doodles Weaver, Richard Arlen, Marty Robbins, Connie Smith, and so many more. In Hollywood, a bumbling film executive is assigned the task of scrambling together the biggest stars in Nashville for a feature film, or maybe it's a TV show, in less than a week. He's got a young girl named Connie to help introduce him to all the stars, but he spends so much time enjoying their music that he never gets around to getting anyone to sign on to the movie. Will he get everybody signed in time? Will Connie get a chance to sing? Will Marty Robbins ever get off the racetrack? Actually, that's more plot than the movie really invests in. By minute 60, they hand-wave whatever plot threads are still hanging and just play music for the next 40 minutes. Doodles Weaver plays the bumbling executive, offering the kind of face contortions and knee slappers they offer in vaudeville or variety shows, but they serve a purpose live, to eat time while the band sets up. Here, it just eats time. Weaver and Richard Arlen are the only actors on the film. Everyone else on screen is either a musician or a member of somebody's entourage. If you want to watch a story, this movie may frustrate you. There's about 36 musical performances in this movie, and that is the priority. It's not even right to call this a musical. It's a musical showcase, and as a musical showcase, it's a really good compilation of the Nashville Sound, which had a very specific identity at this time. By 1967, there was a generation of musicians that had evolved past the honky-tonk and rockabilly sounds of the past and inherited the universality of Patsy Cline's performances, turning their music into something smooth, polished, and shiny. This era of country music was ready for its close-up. Road to Nashville was actually part of a trend of country music movies in the mid-60s. Some had more plot and comedy than others, but most leaned into the musical review format. And the more singers they could fit on screen, the better. But by 1970, country music was moving on to television, and music audiences didn't have to go to the drive-in to see the faces of their favorite country stars anymore. Road to Nashville also happened to capture an era of country music on the eve of massive change. Porter Waggoner was already hosting his own TV show at the time of production. When a cast member from his show, Norma, left in 1967, he chose to replace her with a successful songwriter named Dolly Parton, beginning her rise to fame. Waylon Jennings was a rising star in the Nashville Sound at the time, known for his smooth voice and smooth face. He was 5 years out from growing out his beard and becoming one of the titans of the outlaw country sound. And also in 1967, Glenn Campbell was in California, recording his Burning Bridges album, which would put him on the top of the country and pop charts and state the case for the Bakersfield sound, the western of country and western music, if you will. Country music would sound very different in just a few years, turning this movie into something of a relic. Road to Nashville was produced by Robert Patrick. He began his career with Parade Releasing Organization, acquiring foreign films and getting them dubbed and recut for American audiences. He started Robert Patrick Productions next and directed his first feature, Swamp Country, which happened to feature Lyle Waggoner and 2 country singers. Robert Patrick Productions would collaborate with country singer Marty Robbins on 2 projects, Road to Nashville being one. We'll talk about the other project, Hell on Wheels, in another Curse of the 100 episode. Patrick would write and direct another country music review in 1969, From Nashville with Music. Intriguingly, he would end up sharing credits for both jobs with Eddie Crandall, Marty Robbins' agent. That seemed to be the end of Robert Patrick's movie career. No relation to that Robert Patrick. At least one participant in this production made it to Hollywood. Vilmos Zsigmond, credited as William Zsigmond, was a Hungarian immigrant who worked the cameras for quite a few grindhouse films throughout the 1960s. In 1971, he was hired on to lens Robert Altman's McCabe and Miss Miller, and from that point became one of Hollywood's most demanded and acclaimed cinematographers of the decade. So, how to watch this movie? The fact is, this is a movie you listen to. The road to Nashville is a time capsule chock full of music from a bygone era. Yes, it's like watching 2 hours of country music videos without choreography or stories, just people playing music. It's a musical document, and if you're receptive to the music, a good sounding one. If you're not sure if you want to sit through 2 hours of weepy guitars and twanging accents, allow me to suggest 3 performances to fast forward to. Starting after minute 10, the Stoneman family have a rockin' jam session. Around minute 92, there's a set by the Carter family featuring Johnny Cash. Minute 104, the film's closing song, the Marty Robbins trio singing El Paso. That song is a certified classic and perhaps one of the most cinematic country songs ever.